Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. I figured it would be a good idea to do a bit of an update video to let you all know what this current situation is, and your viewers will have noticed there hasn't been a lot of videos released lately. I did do the family holiday one a couple of weeks ago in Powburn, and I will be doing another one at the Railway Inn in a couple of weeks time. Well, there's a lot to talk about, but I'll keep it as brief as I can for you lot. Number one, I've been incredibly busy at work for a start, so I've not had a great deal of time. I have been doing stuff in the background, and I have recorded it. I just haven't had the time or the mental ability, which I'm going to go into shortly, to let you all know why. So don't worry, there's footage there. I have been doing stuff, I just haven't had the time really to edit it, upload it, do all the rest of it. So just so you know, don't worry, I'm not saying I'm stopping the channel or anything like that. Let's just say I've been having, and currently am having, a break. Because there's I've got some sad news to announce as well as good news. Clearly a lot of you will be aware we're expecting another child due in July. So naturally the priority has been sorting out my house. So, there's a nursery to sort, there's a room for Charlie, which I've sorted and everything. So that's clearly been my number one priority, sorting my house out for the new arrival. As well as, you'll all be aware, like when you're expecting another child, that you need to get your mindset right, So obviously I hope you all understand, when I do have my son, I think a lot of you know that. I think I mentioned on a video, I'm having a boy, a second son, which I'm absolutely over the moon with. So yeah, I'm going to be spending a lot more time at home with a child, with a baby. So I haven't got time to be messing on with cars. So I'm sure you'll all, especially those of you with children, you'll understand that. So that's the good news, in a sense, with that, so you understand. Secondly, there's been a lot of private and personal things going on in my life, which I won't divulge on here, which has been quite a stressful 3, 4, 5 months, let's just say. So that has been another reason why, but I won't be mentioning that on the channel. So that's another main reason why I haven't had the mental ability to really sit in my free time to go through the videos and edit them. So I figured it would be a good idea to have a break. But the worst thing that's just gone on, which I will tell you all about, is unfortunately yesterday, on the 1st of May, I may try and get this video out over the weekend, my beloved Springer Spaniel passed away, Harvey. He was almost 12. I'll see how far I can go into this. As you are aware, it's a personal thing, and I'll keep my best to man up, But you may have to excuse if I pause the video a few times. So the last 2 months or so, me old boyo, he's not been good. So that again has been my priority, caring for him, looking after him. But he's not been great. So clearly, it's just been hard work. Massive shout out, thanks to Holly. She's up earlier in the morning than me most mornings, getting sorted, and unfortunately, in fact, never mind Harvey Hunter, there's been a terrible dog bug going round, but we've had months worth almost of having to clean up wee and poo in the house. But to be fair, Hunter has actually been really badly ill with this bug as well, and Harvey has caught it, but he's been really unwell, which may have been one of the other factors that unfortunately led to the events. Bearing in mind, a little bit of a ramble here and life story. If you don't want to listen to it, just turn off. I'm not bothered. But Harvey was my first real responsibility in life. I'm currently in my mid-30s. So when I got Harvey, I was in my early 20s, let's just say, somewhere around there. He lived till 12. It was the first, before children, before house ownership or anything like that. It was the first big responsibility. It was my decision to get him. That's it. That's your responsibility, to feed him, to look after him. And he's been with me every single day for just about made it to his 12th birthday. Every single day. And you've got to remember this, guys, a bit like old Joe used to work in the garage. a lot of people have a pet, and to get up in the morning, they go to work, they leave it, they come back, and they see it. Not me. For 12 years, I've walked just about every single day to work and back. And so that at some point was up to 4 miles. And I made that pledge when I got that dog, a Springer Spaniel. They're not a lap dog, they're a working dog, they're very energetic. And I said, rain or shine, within reason. There obviously has been the odd days I haven't. I brought the car in, that I would look after that dog like a child. And I have every single day for 12 years, as well as obviously having Hunter for the last 3 years. Walk to work and walk back, as well as having them obviously at work every day and seeing them every night and every weekend, because you see why the cars are on, I always have them kitted out to take me dogs. Obviously there's some places you can't take them, and when it's boiling hot, there's gaps, but I have spent as much time as physically possible with that dog, and I would say I've spent a lot more time with that dog than I have done with any person. Maybe my dad's close, because obviously I work with my dad. So yeah, it really, really hit me hard. Really, really, really hit us hard. So while he's been ill, I've not been up to it. This only happened yesterday. It's still raw. It was terrible. I don't know what to say, guys. You know what I'm saying. I've got to tell my son tonight, and I'm absolutely dreading telling him, because he doted on that dog. He did. Again, Charlie's coming up 9. Harvey was 12. He's had that dog in just about his whole memorable life. Olivia, she's coming on 5 in a few days, actually. I couldn't face that last night. I'll get more into what happened. Basically, the last few days he's been really bad, where I knew, and we all knew, he was suffering, and I made that decision to make that phone call to the vets for an emergency call. So I did. I took him in yesterday, precise time, 11:15, and I opened the boot to the vet and let her have a look, and she goes, look, it's totally your decision, we can't make it for you. Obviously we've been through what's wrong with me. Had stage 2 kidney failure, among other things. I think some form of horrible tumour or something which had spread. We never could look into it because he was too weak to do anything, to even think, and old to think about operating. So anyways, one thing with me, what hit us hard is I didn't want to make the wrong decision, just in case there was something that was wrong with him that could have been not fixed but treated. And he had the strength to get up and walk, but that was about it. He was about knackered. So anyways, I lifted him out the back of the car, and I asked them, obviously, can I just use the rear end, like the side entrance, so to speak, to the vets, not the main one. Yep. So I got him out, and just before I got him out, I kind of whispered in his ear, and sorry guys, if none of you don't care about dogs, don't watch it. I do. I'm hard. I don't have much emotions, and I get wrong quite a bit off my family for that. But when it comes to dogs, I'm soft as hell. I just whispered in his ear one thing. I said, I hope I'm making the right decision, Harvey. Somehow tell us if I'm not, please. So anyways, I lifted him out the car. The vet has come in. We've got the blanket laid on the floor. Sorry to be morbid, but I'd sooner tell you how it is. Because I'm not sure this happens very often. I'm not sure if that's from a sign up there. She says, just have a few minutes with him. I said, I'll just see if he'll have a bit walk on this bit grass. I had his harness on with a leader so that if he shook or fell, I could hold him. So he did. He put on, actually played on me heartstrings, because he started howling at the leader, and I thought, what the hell what you playing at, So he did, and went and had a wee, and then he got to the curbstone, just a little curb, this side. I says, come on then, we need to go through the door. God, I felt absolutely terrible. And he wouldn't walk, so I picked him up, and it was crikey, just literally through a doorway, tiny little corridor, and into a room. And I placed, the vet just said, come in, put him on the floor if you want, on the rug like a blanket. So I did. I put him on there, and it can't have been more than a minute from him having a wee outside to carrying him through to put them on the mat, carpet, rug thing, and the vet just basically was in the very early stages of just clicking up a computer screen and going to explain to us kind of what the procedure is, shave a little bit on of hair off his paw, obviously put a needle in and inject whatever. And she didn't get, I wouldn't say more than 30 seconds into the conversation of just explaining. She hadn't even got any equipment out or anything. And I was obviously standing up looking at her, talking, listening to her telling us, and I just happened to just glance down on the floor at him, and I looked and I thought, I can't see him breathing. So I had to stop her from, I didn't like to interrupt. I said, can I just stop you, what you're saying? I don't think I think his heart stopped. And she went, what? She goes, like, seriously? And she quickly got down on her hands and knees with the can't speak, stethoscope, she goes, yeah, she goes, his heart has actually stopped, but then she goes, he has still got a pulse, so she goes, please get down and say your goodbyes to him. She goes, because he can still hear you in this. Well, I just freaked out, I couldn't believe it. So I had me sort of 30 seconds before he fully passed. Just had to compose myself there, guys. But yeah, so I had sort of 30 seconds to say me goodbyes, which was absolutely horrendous. And then I just stood back up to the vet and said, well, that's that. And she goes, well, yeah. So I kind of straight away said, he's made that decision. That one thing I asked him in the car, before I got him out the back of the car to go in, was I hope I'm making the right decision. Shows a sign. And he made that decision for me to go. And I just couldn't believe that he did that. He's had his whole 12 years to pass away. And he picked the moment, I would say less than 2 minutes before his leg would have been shaved and the injection inserted. He chose within them 2 minutes, because that's all it would have been. Like I said, she didn't have a chance doing so. It would have just been quickly with a shaver, shave it off, stick the needle in, start injecting, which I think would have been more painful. So yeah, me son, me boyo is no longer, but I've chose to get him cremated. I'm getting a little picture frame with a picture, and my good friend David does an engravement service, and he's going to do a little plaque for us to put on the fence. So yeah, I'm going to have that shortly, and I think they're going to take a paw print in a cutting of a bit of fur off his ear. So yeah, I just thought I'd explain so you all know what the crack is with the channel. There is stuff ready to go. I have got stuff ready to upload, especially for when the baby's here. Don't worry, I've got a massive back catalogue of stuff to upload. So excuse if some of the stuff's out of date. Excuse, like, as in out of date, as in, I don't have that car, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to upload this one this weekend coming, Bank Holiday May weekend. And I'm away in a couple of weeks, which I will, and I haven't recorded it yet. So that one you've just seen of Power Burn was live, real time, how things are. This is real time. And the one that I do with the Railway Inn, I will do a recording there of the site as well, because I know the owner, and he's a lovely guy, Henry, and I promised him I would do a bit of a review of his site, as well as like a quick one around. I'll not do it like last time where I show you my days out, because it's stuff I've done before, but I'll just do a quick one round of the caravan site and my setup. So I hope that's alright for you guys. I'm sorry to chuck a horrible morbid video in here to potentially I know it would upset you, but you know what I mean. I'm sure if you're dog owners, you'll understand. In case you're wondering, we'll go and see Hunter Boyo. Harvey spent a lot of time with my parents lately, like you've seen in that video from the caravan one. So he's been used to having like a week apart, and Harvey's not been up to walking to work these last month or so. Actually saying that month or so, it's probably only about a month and a half, 6 weeks, since he really wasn't happy doing it. But just in case you're wondering how Hunter's doing, I figured I'll show you some at the end. And I will say, if I didn't have him, I don't know how I could have coped. He's currently my rock at the moment. Yeah, I don't think he fully understands. He probably won't at the minute, but I'm sure he will in a week or so. But I don't know, dogs think a little bit differently to us. Probably the better way to live your life, I suppose. So yeah, I'm just trying to not get a vehicle in the shot because yeah, a bit of car content, that is something new in there, which I think a lot of you will like. It's very, very average, but it's very, very different as well, which I'm rather happy with. In fact, I want to tax it today and start using it this weekend. So I hope you all have a fantastic May bank holiday weekend. I forgot it was a bank holiday weekend, if I'm honest with you. And I massively appreciate all your support. I just wanted to let you all know it's not the end of Cardiff Garage North East. We're just currently having a break, and it will be a bit different this year. Obviously, there'll be no car shows like I meant. Well, I need to MOT the ZX. I've been getting reminders. I need to MOT it and arrange a few shows later on in the year. And I'm still trying to arrange. In fact, possibly on Sunday, I might have a run to that Esher airfield, another update, to find out what the owners are like, see what the actual real facts are about will the ladders have a meet up, what the things are. So if anybody's interested in doing that, meeting up at Esher airfield near Addict, well, it's not near Addict, it's about sort of a few mile out of Morpeth, let us know. I may have a conversation with them on Sunday about that as well. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next video, which probably will be the power burn, getting mixed up with my words, my head's all over the place, hardly had any sleep for days. The next one will be the railway in at Ackleton, but it'll just be a short once round the site, and maybe a few little bits of family activities as and where I can. But thank you all massively for the support. I really do appreciate it. If you hit the like, guys, just for the sake of helping the channel. I suppose there's nothing to really like about this video. Well, yeah, obviously that is good news, which I'm having another childless son. That is good news, but unfortunately at this moment in time, my head's all over the place. We're losing my best pal. So yeah, anything you want to say, leave a comment. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe. It takes you 2 seconds, free of charge, and I'll catch you all in the next video.